Welcome back to the Cactus Nectar podcast. I'm your host, Prick. Today I am drinking a nice little Dr. Pepper, and I am also alone because, as you may have seen by the title, this is episode 0. And you may be wondering, yo, this guy doesn't know how to count. He started off with episode 1, and now he's going back to episode 0. Well, the thing is that I didn't really want to start off this podcast with something slow and monotonous for the very first episode, because that kind of gives the wrong signals, you know? So I wanted something a bit more hip, a bit more dynamic, so I asked a friend of mine if he wanted to talk about film, and he said yes, and that's how we got the first episode. But I do still think it's quite important for any audience or any person trying to make a podcast or whatever to have at least one, either at the beginning or just randomly, one episode dedicated to kind of explaining a bit about himself, a bit about why he's doing what he's doing, and where he wants to go to in the future. And that's basically the idea behind this one. So I'm obviously alone, if you haven't told by now, but I'm alone for this podcast, this episode. And yeah, I'll just be answering a couple questions that I know that some people may be having. Even friends of mine who are like, yo, why the fuck are you deciding to do this? Well, I hope this can be an answer to you. So, starting off, obviously, you probably could tell, but Prick is not my real name. I chose that one for reasons I would discuss later. But for now, just know my real name is Peter. I think it's quite a nice name. It's pretty rare nowadays. It used to be a pretty traditional name, and now it's kind of gone out of fashion. But fuck you, I'm bringing it back. So that's basically all you're really going to get on me for now. I think a more important topic to discuss is why YouTube is important to me, why I started a YouTube channel to begin with, and why this podcast is a thing, I guess. So, first of all, I was never a very popular kid growing up. I had a shit personality. I had shit insecurities, and I was just kind of a fucked up human being. And so no one really likes that. Hell, I didn't like that, so why would anyone else? I didn't have a lot of friends, so obviously that created quite a lonely sensation in me. And I'm obviously not special in any way whatsoever. Lots of kids go through this. But everyone kind of has their own thing. Some people it's movies, some it's TV shows, TV, books, music, art, whatever, just to escape reality. And my escape, or my thing that made me feel good about myself, like, I'm a good guy, I feel good the way I am while doing this, is watching YouTube videos. I think am part of one of the first generations who really grew up with watching YouTubers just do their own thing and kind of feel like you're actually having a conversation with them. And so I grew up at this time watching people that I still look up to this day, mostly people like Jacksepticeye, an Irish YouTuber who you've probably heard of at least once, Markiplier, similarly. PewDiePie, I've only gotten into him recently, and I think another group that I really enjoyed watching when I was younger was the Vanoss crew. So Vanoss, Terrorizer, Nogla, 407, Big Jiggle League Panda. I think he goes just by Panda now. And unfortunately Mini Lad, but fuck, if you know, you know. And I still watch most of them except for, the latter. But, yeah, they were basically my escape from reality, and they were the people who I would come home from school having a shitty day, put them on, and just laugh until I started crying. As life went on, because this was in elementary school, going on to middle school, life got kind of harder, just because, it does. But there was just a lot of things happening at that time, and I ended up going down a path that was quite dark, in my opinion, at least. I mean, again, it's not it is not a competition. So for me, it was really dark, and I never want to go back to that type of place ever again. But then people who have objectively or whatever seen much, much worse will look at that and be like, damn, that's fucking child's play. But to me, it was basically the world ending. And they got me through a lot of things, especially Jacksepticeye, and I really, really want at some point to meet him just because I want to say a huge thank you. But he just got me through a lot of tough times. He showed me something, or he started something because he himself went through a very difficult time as well, and then he started something called PMA, Positive Mental Attitude, and that's how I frankly ended up getting out of the dark time. And I know very, very young, I always wanted to start a YouTube channel just because I thought it was cool. But after going through this dark period and seeing the impact that they had on me, I thought, damn, if I get a chance to actually impact someone the way that these people impacted me in a positive way, it would mean the world to me, and I would actually be able to die a happy man. And so that's why earlier this year I got a PC, and I was finally able to do exactly that. I made a channel, started making videos, started making the videos that I grew up watching, meaning Let's Play videos. They're not doing that well, but whatever, that doesn't matter. I'm still enjoying it, and I'm just hoping that I can do exactly what I set out to do and change someone or make someone's day. So, as I said, started making YouTube videos. Right now, I'm sort of conflicted about what I want to do. Because, as I said, I started doing Let's Play videos because that's what I grew up watching, and that's what I grew up enjoying. But the problem is that YouTube evolved, and it's no longer the big thing anymore. And so I could continue doing Let's Play videos, but it is so competitive for YouTubers and gaming YouTubers that I honestly don't think I stand that much of a chance. And so I've started thinking, well, you know what? I'll continue doing the Let's Play stuff, but I'll also start focusing on stuff that maybe is a bit more challenging and maybe not as many people do, or maybe I can actually put out original stuff, original content. So I know I have a few things planned, one of which is just a simple vlog. I know, not the hottest topic either, but me and a couple of buds went to Amsterdam and around the Netherlands earlier this summer, and I took a bit of a vlog, and I'm trying to put something amusing together to then show to the world and just have some laughs. Equally, I've also started a little sketch, because sketches have always been a very cool thing to me, the way you can just like make a joke and then make a video out of that joke and make people laugh. So I am working on one of those, which should be cool. And I'm also working on a little like horror short film. Okay, short film may be a stretch. I mean, it's not super high quality, but I am trying to make it as high quality as possible. So in terms of YouTube, that is where I stand right now. And oh, right, the podcast. So the podcast actually wasn't completely my idea. Yeah, shocker. I had interest in making a podcast, but I didn't think making a podcast alone would be that interesting. And also, it would be a great way to bring in friends who maybe don't have a gaming PC, or maybe they don't have a console and they can't play games with me. So this is an easy way, I thought at least, to bring in more people, put them on the channel, have fun. And so I got to talking with one of my friends at school, and he was kind of just like, hey, we should have a podcast where we just drink and we talk about interesting stuff, funny stuff, and, whatever. Just like talk about interesting topics while getting pretty hammered. And I was like, damn, that's fucking epic. And that's kind of where the title of this podcast came from, the Cactus Nectar. Nectar, to me, at least when typing it out, I was like, yo, nectar is like liquid, right? And I'm a cactus. So this would like and nectar is like a or like a vegetable type based liquid. So if we're gonna be drinking stuff on a podcast that's on my channel, it would make perfect sense for it to be the Cactus Nectar. Um, yeah, so that's where the title comes from. But the problem with it now is that I haven't drank any alcohol because since I'm the one dealing with all the audio and all of the technical stuff, I have to be able to actually deal with stuff correctly. Which I possibly couldn't if I was under the influence. And I don't know if no, I didn't mention the way I thought. Whoa, that was a great voice crack. You hear that? Fantastic. The reason the channel was named the Dummy Dome is basically it goes back to me just being a weird dude. And I know that other weird dudes exist on the internet, and so I wanted to be like, I'm a dummy. It doesn't necessarily mean that I'm stupid or that I'm whatever. It just means that I'm kind of different. And it was this idea that every person who is different and shares the same type of humor as me or the same type of ideas and stuff like that could all come and be be a part of a similar community, a community of similar-minded people. And the reason why I chose prick and a cactus as my persona, per se, is because, well, I'm a prick. I always thought it was cool to have some type of persona, like Jacksepticeye. He doesn't really have a persona per se, besides funny, loud Irish man, green Irish man. But he had like a mascot of being a septic eye, which is gross, but it's cool. It's a very iconic thing on the internet. Similarly, Markiplier had this pink mustache because he created a character who had a pink mustache, and that was very whatever. So I wanted something like that, something that could be, as soon as you saw it, you would be like, oh, that's the Dummy Dome's emblem. So I thought, oh, well, let's try to figure one out. And then I realized, okay, well, what would my name be? Like, what would my shorthand name be? And I came up with prick because, well, it's not that hard to decipher why. I'm a prick. I'm a dick. I'm a douchebag. I'm an asshole. Prick made it easy, but it could also be disguised as, what do cacti have? Exactly, they're prickly. So the obvious choice as a mascot to go with the name was a cactus. And I think it turned out pretty well. I like my little mascot. For the future, I have no fucking idea what I'm doing. As I said, for now, and I guess for the near future, I'm planning on doing maybe a couple new things, sketches, short films, whatever, just to explore, see what I'm comfortable doing, and seeing if that brings in any new people. But for now, it's really just a mystery, and that goes for my personal life as well. Because fun fact, my ego kind of inflated immensely over the past couple of months, and I was like, I took the mentality of, oh, I can impact one person to a whole new level of basically saying, I could change the fucking world. And that's a great goal if you want to actually go for it. But reality kind of set in over the past couple of weeks, and I realized, like, I don't know. I wouldn't mind trying to change the world, but not doing what I initially planned. Because I initially thought, like, oh, well, how do you change the world? You go into politics. Going into politics? Are you fucking insane? The problem with politics is that it's just so fucking polarizing. We've gotten to a point where people as a whole they think they're right and everyone else is wrong. And they are willing to make zero sacrifice, zero concession to actually work together and progress. I'm going to be miserable if I go into politics. So, the dream has not changed. I still want to help as many people as possible throughout my lifetime time. But the question now is just, how do I do that? How do I do that? What do I get into to be able to do that? And I don't know, the fallback option might just be, hey, let's try to make as much money as possible so that at the later stages of my life, I can do as much with that money as possible to help people, but also have enough money to support myself, support a family if I decide to have one, and the rest. But anyway, that's about all I wanted to get out to you for this first-ish episode. So I hope you enjoyed. I hope you learned something. If you enjoyed, then a little subscribe wouldn't be too bad. Nor a little like, that would be cool. And until next time, I've been Brick. Stay dumb.